Suzanne, I just got done talking to officials, and they tell me there are still no concerns about toxic materials in the air at this point, though I'm told the EPA is continuing to monitor the air quality, and they tell me that the results of their tests should be posted sometime today on the Elkhart County Sheriff Department's website. It's still very windy outside right now, and the Concord Township Fire Chief tells me that's been the biggest struggle for them when fighting this fire, though he says it is about 45% contained at this point. We are expecting at least 2 water-dropping helicopters in conjunction with the DNR to come in and dump water over the fire throughout the day. These will be instead of planes, as you saw yesterday, dumping that water. The chief also tells me last night's rainfall didn't really help them much in fighting the fire, and he couldn't really give me a timeline as to when they think this fire could be put out. Right now, the smoke appears to be blowing in the northeast direction. It's kind of blending in with the white clouds behind me there. So if you do live or work in the area northeast of County Road 26 near County Road 11, you're going to want to stay inside and again turn off those air intake devices like air conditioners. And to get updates up to the minute, download our WSBT 22 News app because we will be sending out push alerts as soon as we get any important updates that you need to know. Live in Elkhart County, I'm Molly Jurasek, WSBT 22 News. Well, Jennifer, as of earlier this afternoon, the Concord Fire Chief tells me that they have this fire about 45% contained at this point. Now, we've been waiting to see helicopters come by to drop some water on the affected area behind me here. At this point, firefighters tell me it's hard to tell the exact radius of the affected area. The county's health officer says the EPA hasn't detected any particular toxic chemicals or airborne particulates in the air of concern. We are expecting those preliminary reports to be posted on the Elkhart County Sheriff Department's website. Excuse me, hopefully sometime later today. And as for the trash pickup services, I spoke to someone from the Elkhart County Landfill, and they tell me they are accepting the trash that normally goes to the waste management facility, and they intend to do that until this fire is put out. I'll have more updates coming up at 5, and I'm live in Elkhart County. Molly Jurasek, WSBT 22 News. Those high winds you just mentioned, Rick, really set crews back on putting this fire out. In fact, Concord Township's fire chief tells me if it weren't for those winds yesterday and today, they might have had the fire totally put out by now. They had to bring in a plane yesterday to bring about 800-gallon rounds continuously to dump on the flames. But the time in between those drops gave that fire a little extra time to rekindle each time it came around. That's why the chief is hoping that the 2 helicopters they brought in today can get a little bit more momentum and consecutive water drops in. That will affect their plan on the ground. So Chief Rochford again said that their plan on the ground would be affected by the consecutive helicopter drops. They can't be on the ground if the helicopter is dropping water. And right now, if you can see behind me, they do have a fire hose up there spraying the fire embers right now with a hose, not helicopters right at this moment. I'll be bringing you more updates at 6. And so far, the EPA tests I've heard about haven't shown anything about severe toxic risks in the air from particulates or toxic air matter. Live in Elkhart County, I'm Molly Jurasek, WSBT 22 News. Rick, as crews work to put this fire out, I'm told the containment level has stayed relatively the same all day, hovering at about 45%. I'm also told the trucks pushing dirt over the embers has been a big help today, as well as the National Guard. They've been bringing in 2 Black Hawk helicopters to dump water on the pile. And while high winds yesterday and today have been a big challenge for firefighters, it's also helping in other ways. And I'm told that the terrain is bringing new challenges.
The small advantage, I guess, of having really brisk winds is that it's diluting the smoke as it spreads out over the county.
Normally speaking, if I was to fight a fire in a mountainous region, I can use a brush truck. I can bring my vehicles up there. Dealing with a fire like this, we're limited as far as bringing equipment up into these areas.
State police tell me that firefighting crews plan to shut down operations at dark tonight, but Waste Management will be monitoring the flames overnight. I checked with the EPA to find out where their air quality report is. We were told earlier today that they would be making their air quality report here available to the public. I was told by the EPA to contact County Emergency Management about that, and they tell me that that report will likely be available tomorrow instead of today. Veronica Ortega is going to be following up with things throughout the night tonight, and she'll have the latest at 10 and 11. Live in Elkhart County, I'm Molly Jurasek, WSBT 22 News.
All right, Molly, thank you. And all that smoke in the air is causing some issues for nearby schools. WSBT 22's Jesse Schultz is in front of Concord High School. And Jesse, how's the air quality?